So in this video, I will quickly demo um, a process how to use the YLight scan data to get some dimensions. So now this is a part scanned by YLight scanner. So there are probably about half to 1 million points that have been captured from the actual part. And let's say we don't want to use CAD model or anything at this point. We just want a very quick dimension. So I will show two things. The first thing is, let's say we want a 3D pitch distance from the center of this slot and to the slot here. So I'm going to show you how to process all these data. You can get dimension quickly. The process in PollyWorks to get dimensions, just like when you use CMMs to pick a point of the part, except in CMM you have probe a single point individually, and in PollyWorks you are actually selecting all these captured data points and with much more information. So first I want create a plan using this surface, and then I'll create a slot project onto this plan to get to this point. So if I go create a feature and plan feature, and then now there's some options for the best fitting. So let's say I leave it as a max. What does that mean is I will use all these points here, probably hundreds of points, but I will fit this point with a maximum scribe plan, which is a contact plan to the surface. So what I would do is first I select the fit method, and then I'm going to select these points. And selecting point is very easy. I just simply let's say I'm going to highlight all the area here, and see all these data points has been selected, and then I just say create, and you can see a plan created right away. Now since I am still in the create plan features dialog window, so what I will do is I will move over the other side and then do the same thing. So I will just, and there's some shortcut key of course in the PollyWorks to make things much easier. So let's say I'm gonna select all these points, and the selection can be modified even later on after you've done the PollyWorks feature creation. So right now I'm selecting all these points. I just click on create, and another plan is created. So the next thing I will do is I will create a slot. So since we are on this side, I'm just going to go create slot features. And you know what, it's the same process. You just need to select all these points, except in this case I will use the fit type as min, because you're gonna select all these points. Well, actually let me probably select them first. Before I select, I will select constraint plane as plan 4, because I want the slot to be projected onto the plan 4, which is the surface where the slot sits in. So now I'm gonna just select all these points. So you don't have to select point very accurately. The reason is, even though I selected all these points, but I want to create a minimum slot. That means the slot will not using the average point. It will actually searching for from the boundary to pick all these most inwards point to create a slot, which makes sense because that's simulating how a perfect slot pin will fit in this feature. So I mean, you can even select more points in this area, but it doesn't matter because the software will search for the inner points to create a slot. So if I create, you can see, and let me just zoom in a little bit. You can see PollyWorks is very powerful. It look all these points and find all those inner points which will be able to fit in a slot as an inner boundary. This is very important, and PollyWorks has the capability of doing this. Now I'm going to move to the other side, and you will guess we'll do the same thing, selecting all these points. See, I can just wave around, select any points as long as I'm covering the slot area, right? As long as I make sure that the slot is projected to the correct plane. That's important because this is a plan 3 now, not plan 4 anymore. And also the fitting type, it's a minimum. So once I click create, and you can see, let me just close the window, and you can see a slot 4 is created from the inner boundary of the scanning and then projected to the plan 3. So once you have these two, the next thing is very easy. You just want to create a 3D distance between these two slots. So what you do is you go the distance, just like CMM, pick slot 4 and slot 3 and say create. There you go. You got this measure value. And of course, PollyWorks will allow you to put in a nominal tolerance, everything, just like all the CMM software. So, but you can see how easily you can process the data to get the dimension you want. And the same way you can do anything you want. As long as you have all the data capture, you can do profile. Now, saying profile, you need to define the datums, right? And also you can do the size. It's a very quick and handy in PollyWorks to process the dimension right off the scanned data. So the next thing I will do is I will go to a very small area because there's a little edge in this portion. Let's say I just want to get the distance, the depth or the height, because sometimes you need to capture some details. Now, of course, if we spend more time and during the scanning process, we can definitely get much more points of the detail radius. But in this case, let's say we just want a distance from this little lip to this surface. If I spin around, you can see that's a little bit a depth, right? So it's, again, the process is simple. The first step is I want to create a plan feature, right? Now, in this case, I will try use the best fit instead of min-max. So that means I want a depth from this lip to the surface here, but with a best fitting surface instead of the either min or max. So again, all I have to do is just circle an area that I think is flat enough. You can, of course, you can even do the larger area depending the functionality of a part, and just say create. And the plan 5, now you probably don't see very clearly, but because it's a best fitting, that's why the plan is kind of in the middle of these data points. But the plan 5 has been created. And then to get a depth, now I can simply just, let's say we just want to take a point because it's such a small area. Or if you want, you can do a very small plan. But let's say in this case, we want to do a point feature. And now you have different options. I can even selecting a bunch of points, as if I'm selecting points for plan, I will get a best fit point, average point from the selected area. Or I can use this something called anchor. Basically, you use this pen-shaped mouse cursor as if it's a CMM probe. You can just click on it, and it give you a point. And then you can just close. So you got point 1 and plan 5. And then, if you want to do a distance, the depth or the height from point 1 to plan 5, you just simply go to the distance, point 1, and then plan 5. Then you can just go create. So you can see it gives you a 3D distance and later on you can query on the 3D distance in terms of the it's a 3D value or projected value. Well, you can actually just right click this distance 3 and say extract measured, and it will process the point and also the data you selected to fit the plan and give you 3D distance 0.928. So you can see in PolyWorks it's very easy to extract measured data to achieve measurement tasks. And this is just a very quick demo for the things that you can get done in PolyWorks quickly.